In a world where things almost make sense, and most everything is interesting and mildly unique, it's a place that feels somewhat familiar and has the suspicious comfort of a loving semi-omnipresence. You are on the outskirts of Loutopia. Sit back and relax, or tense up and march around. Please welcome your host of Loutopia, Lou Angel Wolf.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Loutopia podcast. I'm Lou Angel Wolf, and we're here for another exciting hour or so of facts and humor and enlightenment. There's the beat that starts the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Loutopia. I'm Lou Angel Wolf, and we're here on the YouTubes doing it up. And we are also simulcast on the IRN Broadcast Network. That's IRN Broadcast. Our buddies Mike, Peter, and company over there making sure this even gets logged in another file in the universe. So someday, hundreds of years from now, they'll unearth this and go, what the hell were they talking about?
Eons from now. This is permanent.
Every week, folks, or almost every week, we're here at the fabulous Double Special Studios in sparkling Clearwater, Florida. And couldn't be happier to have my buddy, my compadre, my capitan, Michael Merberg, sitting right here next to me.
Good to be here, Lou. Thanks for inviting me.
Man, you know, it's just a highlight of my week. Get to see the Merbs. Yep. And over there on mic 3, the guy who's doing all the streamlining, making everything mo better. It's Chris Gorgeous.
Dude, I'm having fun with these with the graphics. Right.
Fun with graphics.
Look at Michael Merber's like a superhero text name.
Michael Merberg.
Wait, hold on. And
Lou Angel.
That's awesome.
That is great.
Planet Loutopia.
Yes.
Planet Utopia.
Loutopia. There's this. Oh, look at the way you made it opaque.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are something else, man.
I'm stupid.
Surrounded by talent. Ladies and gentlemen, the second half of the show, we welcome the most beautiful hypnotherapist, hippie girl, moonchild. Beth Snyder is here for the second half of the show. A very, very funny gal, and a smart one too. And we're really happy to have everybody listening. Thank you so much. Hey, if you like the Loutopia show, please subscribe to my channel and then like it. Put a like up there, and then tell your friends. And then before you know it, you guys will be gathering around on Tuesday nights around 6:30 Eastern time. Maybe
maybe someday they'll call it LouTube.
The LouTube. That's what I'm taking it over, man.
There you go.
I'm the wrong guy for that job.
You are. There's people on YouTube that you don't even want to talk to.
Like,
trust me.
Here are the keys. Go drive.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want this crap.
Yeah, I know.
I'll put my stamp on here, but that's where it ends.
We'll talk about Go Drive. I bought that Hemi Dodge station wagon a couple months ago. And the one we drove down to the drag strip.
Yeah, it's a nice car.
Yeah, beautiful car. The other day, driving along, all of a sudden the air conditioner stops working.
Mm-hmm.
$1,273 later.
Whoa.
There's cold air blowing out them holes again.
That's a punch to the jaw.
Yeah, well, what happened was the compressor shit the bed, which, of course, sends all these tiny, fine microparticles all through the rest of the system,
right,
which clogs up every orifice valve and Schrader valve and everywhere where the Freon has to pass. So not only can you just not shake it out, you got to buy a new condenser, you got to buy a new receiver dryer, you got to buy all new Schrader valves.
Yeah, it's got to feel good though that you can afford a vehicle that costs more to repair than a Lexus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm bragging. I'm bragging about it. Guess how much it costs to fix this turd?
Schrader valves. You know where the Schrader valve comes from?
I do know.
Yeah, that's quite a Pasco County story.
Schrader valves are actually the little tire valves in your bicycle tubes.
Right.
That's where they originated.
Right. They were invented before World War I
Mm-hmm.
by a guy by the name of Tom Schrader who lived in Pasco County.
Really?
Yep.
Roscoe County.
Yeah, Roscoe County.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep.
Well,
and
there's a lot of Schrader valves in my life.
52 is known as Schrader Memorial Highway.
Yes, it is.
So many. There you go. That's the connection.
You know what's funny? Schrader valves, for those of you who don't know, like if you look at your tire stem, that little punctiony, that little thing that pushes down and allows air in, that's your Schrader valve inside the tire valve stem. Now, when I worked for Chrysler Parts years ago, we used to, anytime anybody was doing a new set of tires, we always gave them new Schrader valves for their valve stems or whatever,
Right.
or even whole valve stems if you need it. Well, a Schrader valve, okay, and I'm desperately close here. Part number 3671603 was 88 cents. A Schrader valve for your air conditioner, identical Schrader valve, $9.12.
Ouch.
Yeah, well, that's that's a special one there.
Hey, would you get your car repaired at a hospital? It's like, sorry, sir. Here's your $12 Band-Aid.
Oh, exactly. Well, car repair is it's an expensive facet of today's world, and but I still want to take it to my old school guys. I'm an old school guy because the new stuff, you can't fix it. A regular guy can't work on his car, so I prefer to lag behind a little bit.
Yep, I still enjoy changing my points and condenser.
Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is fun.
It used to be.
When was the last time you had something with points in it? It's been a while. We've had electronic ignitions since '74.
A long time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is February 13th, and tomorrow is the ancient Greek varied holiday of Valentine's Day. It's morphed its way through many, many, many phases. Lupercalia being based in the ancient. Is that Roman? That's Roman.
No, but it's Lupercalia. I mean, how can you miss with that
I
one?
know. I got everything going on. And it's pagan as hell. But now this is a really, really wonderful outlet for people to buy flowers and candy. And in case you forgot to love somebody the rest of the year, this is like your, I don't know, one free ticket.
And you know what else? It's great for people who were born just before Thanksgiving to know what night they were conceived on.
Yes, exactly.
Just do the math.
Yeah, and
I have a graphic for what I think Valentine's Day is right here. This is the.
I love you more.
Yeah, I love you no more. I love you more.
No, I love you more.
No, me. Look what I got you. Look at this. It's alive. I brought you an animal.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, well, hey, and the show is about love. It's all based in love, and I mean true love, natural love, not love to control, but love to share. And that's what we hope to point out to everyone. Valentine's Day, even though it is soaked in pagan tradition and really doesn't mean a whole lot to anybody, but if it's a day that makes you shine your heart towards someone, maybe put in some, happy words or whatever, and just share a good, loving emotion with someone, I don't see the whole lot of harm in it.
And bring chocolate.
Chocolate. Well, Valentine's Day is the spoiler because people that were doing good on their New Year's Eve diet, what do they call them?
Drunken resolutions.
Drunken resolutions. If you made it to this point, chances are you're strolling right along. Yep. And now all you need is some calendar observant friend of yours to buy you that big Giardelli gift box full of chocolate and candy.
But what about the jewelry and there are other gifts, jewelry and cards and flowers.
Golden Diamond Source has a wonderful sale going on this year.
I thought you were going to sell me some siding there for a second.
I'm still waiting for jewelry.
You still waiting for jewelry?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a one-sided thing.
Yeah,
isn't
it sure is.
Yeah.
It's Valentine's Day is when men get to pay for everything they get for being a male.
It's reparations.
Where's my 40 acres?
You owe me.
Shut up, bitch, and go out to the garden.
Speaking of gardens, did you know that I don't know if it's here in Florida. I think it's here in Florida. it is illegal to have a garden in your front yard.
Yeah,
it's against the law.
Yeah,
couldn't believe that. I was like, what?
They're trying to change that.
Yeah, they are. That's where I heard about it. I forget who was speaking, but he was like, yeah, can you believe that in this day and age?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can't have a garden in the front yard. No.
Yeah.
Well, at least in the 3rd District of Florida.
Is that 3rd District?
Yeah, that's where it is.
There's a new punk band out called Front Yard Gardeners.
I would go see them. I totally would. And I would invite people and be like, dude, you got to go see this band.
And their backup group is keeping the goats out.
Keeping the goats out. No more roosters.
Well,
What are you, Puerto Rican?
ladies and gentlemen and Lutopians, again, we try to hit on humor, health, and well-being. Valentine's Day, like I said, even though it's, it is soaked in
Blood.
blood.
St. Valentine's was the martyr.
They used to, what they used to do, they used to sacrifice 2 goats and a dog to start the holiday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't it originally like the fertility sort of the start of the fertile season, I guess?
Yes.
Mating season?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that will be covered in the next sentence.
Oh, sorry.
I wonder how the dog felt. It was
Yeah. Hey, what's all? I thought this is the love day.
Really? 2 of them and 1 of me?
What's that hammer?
How lucky could I be?
I get to play with the goats all day.
And then die.
Well, anyway, that's what but see, the blood is part of the sacrificial thing, and then the blood actually even enters into the sex act as well. And
That happens if you do it wrong,
yeah,
It's so gothy.
hey, lady,
It's so gothy.
it is gothy, and
I'm going to make love to you and put blood on you.
yeah,
That's how much I love you.
dude, that's hot.
It's not even going to be my blood. It's going to be a dog's blood.
Well, that's one of the reasons the Romans would take their women to the Colosseum, because there was a saying that the smell of blood makes women wild, especially if it's their own.
That's frightening.
The smell of blood makes women wild.
They're like sharks.
Wow.
Their sensors go all off.
Well, anyway, so there's that about the.
Well, since we're on it, you're going into the whole what are you going to do for your Valentine's Day? You got a new lovely lady. Are you celebrating, or is she like
Pamela and I talked about it?
Did you?
And yeah,
you had like a discussion about what was going to happen on Valentine's Day?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're both in our late 50s. Okay.
Okay.
And although our relationship is new and fresh and it's wonderful.
That's why I asked.
But I'll also tell you this. I am expressive on a daily basis of my emotions, my gratefulness towards her. So really, this kind of would just like slide into being another day, But as far as the prompting to go purchase something as as a gift offering,
Well, you don't have to. Even if it's something like cooking.
Right.
Doing a nice dinner where you don't have to worry about doing this. I'll take care.
Flowers will get you off the hook.
The hook.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. All right. Here's the deal.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No.
I just like maybe the people on YouTube would like a little personal slice of Lou. Like,
well, here's what I'm doing.
Okay.
While I was recently out in Arizona.
What?
I just did a gig out in Phoenix, Arizona. Actually, Scottsdale.
You didn't buy her a calf, did you? Okay.
It's coming. Yeah.
Dog's on the way.
Heifers.org. And but while I was out there, they put me up in this really nice it was called the Mirage Resort. And I had a little 350 square foot studio apartment for the weekend.
Cool.
And I went out there by myself. It was great. On Saturday I slept 11 hours.
Wow.
It was just amazing. I hadn't slept 11 hours in so long. I had the loop of Ancient Aliens going on in the background, keeping me company. And
good place for it.
Yeah, I was only 9 hours from Roswell. If I'd have planned better.
Only.
But anyway, while I'm out there, okay. See, and Pam is a simple girl. She was kind of raised in the country a little bit, and she's totally domestic. She cooks, she cleans. I mean, I live in an immaculate house, and food is only one request away. Constantly asking me if I'm hungry, which explains the other 20 pounds.
What you're doing is describing an episode of I Dream of Jeannie.
She is. She can bingle, bingle, bink. And so anyway, while I was out there, nearest grocery store to my resort was the Whole Foods market. And I went out there, and I so I'm going to get a little cereal and milk, and just so I can hang. And I got this milk from Schaff Family Dairy from California, not homogenized. Still had the little cream cap on top, and it was beautiful. And it came in this beautiful glass jar. And so after I finished my milk, I washed it out really, really good. And so for the first part of Pam's Valentine's Day gift, I brought her a vase for the flowers that I'll bring tomorrow.
Cool.
It's a two-parter.
Yeah, it is. There's like an introductory gift.
If you like this, wait until a week.
Till you see what's going on next. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
that's nice.
Yeah, it is. And if she ever wants anything or needs anything, she just asks, or I just figure it out in a forehand sometimes.
Well, the vase is symbolic of you thinking about her, and I think she'll appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's cool looking too. It's like it's got that 50s TV look to it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's the perfect shape, and it's got the black painted lettering. It's very cool, very cool.
Yeah,
thick glass,
totally Donna Reed.
Totally Donna Reed. Totally. I mean, you could picture the beeve reaching for this milk jug. Anyway.
As opposed to the milk jug reaching the beeve.
Seen that too.
I think Mike just comes here, not for the podcast, just to do puns and stuff. He just comes here for the punology.
Hey, do you guys have friends on your Facebook that send you those little 30-second porn shorts?
No.
Well, apparently. I don't either.
Never.
I don't either.
Never happened to me.
I've never seen one.
I'm not saying I haven't seen one, but I wasn't sent by a friend on Facebook. Is that what you said?
Yeah, one of my friends on Facebook. I don't know where he gets them all, but I don't know the source.
What is it with some guys wanting to send porn to their buddies?
Their friend. Well, I think the reason he does it is because he knows I'm getting it in the middle of my work day. Right?
Okay, all right. So are they foul?
Some of them are tasteful. Some of them are just the weirdest things you've seen. So
I understand the weird thing, but sending you tasteful porn, that's just a bit odd from your buddy. Hey, you want to see a nice erotic lovemaking session right now?
How about two chicks using this? How about two chicks stapling themselves in the ass?
Yeah, that's something.
Like, what the hell
like
do you
Randy the
say?
Ram.
Yeah,
but
what are you sending this stuff for?
That's novelty, so I get that.
Yeah,
I don't get. Yeah, it's a nice.
But here's what it is. I think what it is there's so much coming from this one source that it's like nice stuff gets mixed in with the oh my god stuff.
He's just flinging porn. He's making it rain.
He's a wholesaler.
He's making it rain with the porn. What are you doing right now? Look at these 8 things. Bam, 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 bam.
Share and like.
Yeah.
Share and like.
That's it. Well,
share and like.
That's how it works.
Share and like. And anyway, so I was just, if that ever happened to me, I'd talk about it. But
glad it doesn't, man.
But anyway, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Valentine's Day today and all your Valentinian quests. Remember when you were a kid? I was always a chunky kid. I was always the biggest kid in the class, and I've carried an extra 10 to 20% body weight my whole life. I don't know what the hell it is with that. But because I was a little thicker than the other kids, and remember, look how cute I am now. And remember when you had to get Valentines for everybody in the class? Everybody got one, whether you liked them or didn't like them. It didn't matter.
I hated Valentine's Day in school.
Yeah. Well, I would always get the cards with like the little dancing hippopotamuses or like the elephants running across the field with balloons.
How old were you? How old are we talking?
22. No. No. But like elementary school.
Yeah.
Elementary school. So I always knew I was going to get the, if the local drugstore was selling, penny Valentines with hippos on them, I got them.
Yeah, it happened to me once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
Michael Bernardino made that mistake. I used to be not such a nice kid.
Really?
Michael Bernardino he made a bad judgment, all I'm saying.
Yeah. Bernardino and I, we had a date with the flushing toilet.
Oh!
Gave somebody a swirly?
Yeah.
prehistoric waterboarding?
Yep. Wherever you are, Mike, I'm sorry.
Jesus.
What did he give you? A hippopotamus?
Yeah, it was a hippo one.
A hippo
I was a
Valentine?
little bit big too.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
well,
surprise,
dude.
surprise.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. Look how you turned out. Jesus. But
That's awful that somebody would do that. Not the swirly. That was deserving. But the hippo thing.
I got them all. I got every year.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
And they would snicker. Of course, this is in Jersey. People are yours
So-
too.
Go figure. Doing.
But actually,
No
I
mercy.
can tell you though, it really did. I mean, I imagine in my 5-year-old head there was a little bit of hurt, but as I grew and thought of those things, it made me laugh at myself more. Which I think enabled me to be a comedian. And oh, by the way, the people at the Terra Vita Country Club out there, just fabulous audience, great. The whole management there was fantastic. Ryan, the guy that booked it, beautiful country club sitting up on the north side of Scottsdale with the beautiful sunsets every night in the mountains. You know how it is out there. And nice big room, big sound system. Everything went good. I had a really, really great set. Worked with a great comic named Ron Morey, who lives out there in the Phoenix area. Really funny cat. Can't wait to work with him again. Wish I had some work to give him, So that was a nice weekend. I rented a Dodge Challenger while I was out there. I was going to pull a Kowalski and see if I could run into some, bulldozers.
Vanishing point.
Yeah. Thanks for getting that. And
70 Dodge Charger.
oh, yeah, it was
Challenger. It was a Challenger.
Challenger. That was a 70 Challenger. It was a 440 car, I think.
Was it?
Yeah. But this one, it was red and it was cool. It was a fun car to drive. I don't think I'd buy one, but it was a fun car to drive.
Yeah, it's a fun thing about getting out of town and renting a car. You can kind of upgrade a little bit and find
Sure.
something you like to drive and get your new car kick.
And I blew out through the desert there for about 45 minutes. Just took a little cruise, man.
Looking for the horse with no name?
Yeah, and you'd think for as long as that guy was riding that horse, he didn't name him. I'd at least call them Pal or Sport.
Buck.
But America has some sort of odd pagan root. Anytime I'm asked to celebrate, you look back on, okay, what are we actually celebrating here? And the whole thing, the Santa Claus thing, I just question all that. That is the one annihilationist part of me that I go, why do we celebrate all this crap?
Well, because it's that time of year.
What?
It's if we don't need an excuse.
Oh, the sun moved in the sky?
Yes, it's that time of year. That's why we celebrate now.
Well, that's the origin of most of it, is where the sun was.
Yeah.
It's the sun's doing something special, so let's create something.
Right.
Even though the sun's just being the sun.
Yeah, and when do you want your babies born?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah. No. It's the deeper we look, and we've had some really in-depth conversations here. In fact, we'll go into this more in the second half when we have Beth on with us. We have the CE5 experience coming up this weekend out at the ranch. And for those of you who don't know, this is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, which is a human-initiated contact. We collectively pray, shine, meditate, clear our souls, invite, however you want to put it. We put out a peaceful vibration to any ETs or any other beings, really. You don't even know where they're at or from or doing, into that place. And if you want to share that beam of love and trust and understanding, sometimes they're there and they communicate back with you.
Yep.
And but I also know that the purity of your heart has so much to do with whether they want to reach back out to you. And what do you say if you were saying that if you were afraid?
Yeah. Fear.
They sense the fear.
Yeah, it's the opposite of love.
That is true, huh?
Yeah, so they get it, and they don't want you to be afraid. They don't want to scare people. We have actually had people that didn't tell us they were afraid, later told us they were afraid. They would go into the ranch house, and then when they've gone into the ranch house, that's when the non-human intelligent beings, the ETs, the UFOs, appear. So they're, very considerate, extremely considerate.
Yeah, very nice.
So, I mean, how else would a loving being react?
Yes.
Like, yeah, we're going to show up and scare the fuck out of you. No, it doesn't. No, not like that. So,
and you know what, Michael? I mean, I dwell on this. I pray about this. I meditate on this. I would so long for another intervention. Mine was a long, long time ago, but I still have that remnant thought, and like we were talking about last week, I had a spiritual awakening when I was 31 years old, which brought me back to that place, that crystalline, white, silver light place that I know exists. I know that exists. So in my life, I know a lot of people are afraid to die and all that stuff. I don't have any fear of it.
right.
Because I have convinced myself through prayer and personal manipulation that this all is one thing. And this one thing consequently wants to love you. And what happens is egos get in the way, people get in the way, money gets in the way, power, that hunger, whatever. I mean, there's all these factors that get in the way of the love coming through. But like you said, the opposite of love is fear. So people being afraid just clouds the atmosphere for the love to land.
And the people you meet who have been experiencers and doing CE5 are probably the most spiritually advanced human beings on the planet.
Wow.
Bar none. Because they wouldn't, especially the multiple experiencers, because they wouldn't have that kind of contact experience without that. And remember the movie City Slickers?
Yeah.
Remember what Curly said?
No.
Just one thing.
Just one thing.
Curly had it right.
Just one thing. That's true. That's true. This really is just one thing. And, folks, we started this show a couple of years ago. 2 years ago?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. How? Or
It's like, couple, you made a mistake. It's two.
couple, two? Is that the same? You too.
He's down to hand signals. He's giving up the cards.
I didn't write 2 minutes.
Well, August, it'll be, 3 years?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, I know we're into show number 120 something.
My brain is mush.
And like we were saying, folks, so now that we're on YouTube live every Tuesday night at 6:30, or most every Tuesday night at 6:30, we invite you to subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of stuff up already. You can go to loutopia.com. That's Loutopia.com, loutopia.com. And there you will find the Pacifist Riot, and which is our mellow festo. It's the thing that it's the core of how we feel. And it's all based in love. It's all based in peace and understanding. And, hopefully we can project that love out into the universe, so it lands on various people, so it lands on various groups. I can tell you with all the surety in my heart that that's the way it ends up. Okay? In the end, we all wind up loving each other, understanding each other, appreciating the human experience together as one thing, to where you would not hurt the entire ecosystem that you live in because you live in it. There'll be an understanding of that someday. But
yeah, that's not uncommon to experiencers, though. That's part of the free study. It's what it shows. So besides the spirituality, there's a deepened respect and care for the earth and your fellow man.
Sure.
And that comes with the contact experience. You can't get through it without that happening to you. Even Chris.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
we're all experiencers here.
Absolutely. Well, here's what I here's what I want to say. Not, and I don't even know where along the timeline there is. If you're talking about linear time, circular time, it doesn't even matter. But when you get this level of awakening, or this part of your awakening, when you accept the fact that everything is love, that we're all going to return to a cleansing white light, and to be redistributed however. But I do believe that the spirit that dwells in each one of us is whole and full and absolutely upgradable. And just sharing the love that we can have for each other, that's what's going to move this whole thing forward.
That and the realization that everything you do in life matters.
God, isn't that true?
Nothing escapes. Everything matters. So do it right.
Wow. Dave, it's heavy, bro. Sometimes I just need a day off.
That's what I get from the hippopotamus cards. Very deep, heavy thoughts.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Loutopia podcast. I'm Lou Angel Wolf. That's Michael Merberg. Chris Gorgeous is over there on mic 3. Coming back, second half, it's Beth Snyder will be joining us. BethSnyderHypnosis.com. One of the loveliest hypnotherapists you'll ever meet down there in the Sarasota area. BethSnyderHypnosis.com. Snyder like the pretzels. Thanks for listening to the Loutopia podcast. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in just a little bit with Beth Snyder and more. Happy Halloween. No, happy Valentines. Happy Christmas. Easter.
The way that we were is the way we'll never be. You broke my heart, you set me free. Now I've been advised not to trust your lying eyes, but the heart always wants what the mind must deny. Subside, but I've got to move on. I've got to be strong. Now I know the truth. Lies shot through the roof, but I've got to be strong. I've got to move on. You lie, saying goodbye, goodbye. Tonight
In a world where things almost make sense, and most everything is interesting and mildly unique, it's a place that feels somewhat familiar and has the suspicious comfort of a loving semi-omnipresence. You are on the outskirts of Loutopia. Sit back and relax, or tense up and march around. Please welcome your host of Loutopia, Lou Angel Wolf.
It's me, Lou Angel Wolf, Ludwig von Devil Dog, for those of you from continents far away. Welcome to the Loutopia Podcast, Part 2. And I told you we would have our special and beautiful guest, Beth Snyder, has joined us. Hi, Beth. Where'd she go?
Heard that pixie dust music.
Yeah, I
She
did
might
hear
have
pixie dust music. I thought that was
vanished
something.
or something.
Yeah.
I think we dropped her. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, off the pixie dust, Beth. Come on. Come on, get back with the program.
Yeah, always go a couple seconds in case she gets dropped. Just do your topic.
Okay.
She'll call back.
Well, she'll call back. She's, I'm sure it'll be any moment.
There she is.
There she is again. So let's see if she picks up. And are you there, dear?
I'm back. Yeah, sorry, I was all kind of just jumbly there, so I just called right back in. So.
Well,
hello, happy Valentine's.
We even love you when you're jumbly.
Oh, lovely.
Well, yes, happy Valentine's Day to you too. And we were talking about, in the first half, Beth, how the Valentine's Day tradition, or has it's grown into, candy, flowers, and jewelry, that kind of thing, a retailing prompt, if you will. And
flowers and vases.
yeah, all that stuff. And we and you can look back at the pagan beginning of it. It was a fertility festival, and there was blood orgies, and there was all this really, Roman, Greek, pagan
Reasons to celebrate.
Festivity of the blood
or run
orgy.
for your life, one of the two.
Yes, exactly. Somebody's not going to leave this room. But remember, during every threesome, somebody cries. But anyway, so
especially if it's the dog.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, in the first half,
Oh, God.
they would sacrifice 2 goats and a dog. So,
Oh, now why
yeah.
would they do that?
Now,
That's not nice.
nothing will drop your Facebook likes like sacrificing a dog. People be leaving you left and right.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but anyway, even with its, pagan darkness and all this other stuff, and I really don't believe that it's much to celebrate, but if you take it to the core of things, that it generates a feeling of love or admiration, how bad can it be? You know what I mean?
Ask the dog.
Well, yeah, I think anytime we're celebrating love, it's worth it. But I think it's turned into. I think you're right. It's a commercialized holiday, and a way to kind of try to make up. I think for a lot of people for being an ass the rest of the year.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys just turned us off. I don't want to find out about this. Really, I thought it was my one thing. Yeah, and not to sound snooty or condescending, which means to,
go ahead. Why
which
not?
means to talk down to you. I never could quite get guys that proposed on Valentine's Day. It's like,
Yeah.
It's like the biggest mistake of your life.
yeah, really, you're setting a double barrel trap for yourself. You kind of are.
You could get off with flowers, so why are you pulling out a diamond?
I think in defense of those guys, not that I'm defending those guys, but just some men in general, they follow the path and they don't veer from the path no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody's buying the Disney, the Disney outline.
Yes,
Right.
yes, of course.
Yeah.
And Beth, we had a little Michael and I had a little moment of truth. We were talking about how in elementary school, when everybody got their Valentine, remember when you had to get Valentines for everybody?
Oh, I loved it. It was so stressful. Who do you give it to?
Right. And we were both saying, Michael and I were both like chunky kids. And with the penny Valentines that everybody bought at the drugstore, there was always like a hippopotamus dancing or a elephant throwing a frisbee or something. And I would always get the heavy animal cards. I was the and
no giraffe for you, sir.
No giraffes.
I never even thought about what the animals were when I got them. I never was like, I got a lion. Know what that means? I never.
Well, you didn't have to, Chris. You were naturally thin. God bless you already.
And you didn't grow up in New Jersey either.
I did not grow up in New Jersey.
I mean, people were sharpening their petards on Valentine's Day to make sure that they gave you that special card that they always wanted to give you because they knew that they could give it to you and not get hit.
God.
Why wouldn't they do something like that on April Fool's Day? It just makes no sense to me.
Dude, I know, but you know what? I saw it over the years, and even when I got down here, we went to school with this one homely girl. I mean, I felt bad for her. She had a wonky eye and long, this long, frantic red hair, and she was short, and one finger was missing, and and they were poor. And
So,
how is your sister?
Finger winky.
She had a finger missing. I don't know. I don't know
You had
where
a finger missing? I mean, what's going
in
on?
4th grade, you had a finger. That's a rough
kid.
life.
Wow.
That's bad parenting, is what that is.
Oh,
No,
my.
your kid needs to make it to at least like high school with all his digits intact. All right, I'm sorry. As a parent.
Thinking.
Or a little thalidomide beginning. Who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh.
the Mean Boys gave her the Valentines with little pigs on it.
Ooh.
And that just
Her boy's so mean.
It just melted this little girl. And I stood up to both of those guys and called them both out. And, they knew I could whip their ass. But
Big old uncle.
And neither one of them took me up on it.
It's like they're lucky they didn't have any Valentines for douchebags.
That's
They
right.
would have gotten them.
That's right. You get.
Apparently they did. They were hippopotamus. I don't know.
Hey,
Oh.
I threw my skunks away. I had 2 skunks in my arrangement. But you know what? I think
right.
I'm going to go get them.
Look at this. I got a lizard Valentine. What does that mean?
Like,
Yeah, what were the Florida Valentines like?
Roadkill.
Yeah,
Lizards and palmetto bugs.
the back of matchbook covers.
Beth, I asked Lou the same question. You kind of opened up a little more than I wanted, maybe uncomfortable. But no, I'm
kind of edgy.
But I was going to ask you, what are you going to do for Valentine's Day?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, it's not really something that we celebrate. We'll eat some chocolate and say, "Oh, it's Valentine's Day." But that's probably about it.
Just like that.
I don't go in for all these holidays very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll, maybe an extra smooch or something.
Somebody does not.
Hey, extra smooches.
You know that somebody does not do holidays when they described as not going in on holidays. That right away if they say that.
Yeah, I don't go in for that stuff. I don't know what that means. I don't know where you go in or where you come out, but
Hey,
I don't even go in.
There's a lot of things Beth goes for. That's just not one of them.
It's like
True.
I don't go in for the caviar.
all men
No,
go
I
in
don't.
for Valentine's Day. I mean, it's it's part of the territory.
Yeah. Well, and but like we were trying to validate, that whatever it is that brings you to a threshold of love and understanding, how bad can it be,
Yeah.
But
Tomorrow is also a national. It's also International Sound Healing Day.
National
16th annual. So yeah, at noon there's a international sound healing that will take place. So you can join in and send love to Mother Earth, which I think is a really beautiful way to celebrate love as well.
Yeah, that's even better.
What frequency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, frequency. Yeah, all together, unconditional, not just your date.
It's on
Love it all.
88.5.
Love everybody.
Yes. It's Earth Talk on 88.5.
Coming up next, how to make mud pies.
Organic mud pies. But well, Beth,
Your own leaf art.
I missed you so much. We were away last week, and
Yeah, it looked like you went out to Phoenix.
I had a gig.
Or
Yeah,
Scottsdale.
I had a gig in Scottsdale, Arizona. Fabulous, a lot of fun, good people, lots of. Actually, got to spend a couple of days all by myself, which was
Nice.
Sleeping. He slept the whole time he
I
was
slept 11 hours on last
Oh,
Saturday.
good for you. Good for you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I just went down and stayed down, and
Nice.
yeah, and
It's
it's
been a big year.
and it's
You're
so
like, oh, it's been a decade. I need a nap.
yeah. I'm telling yeah, but I can tell you though, on the 11-hour diet, the 11-hour sleep diet, you have an incredible amount more energy than on 7. So
For sure.
maybe it's time I kicked it up a couple notches.
He's like, I'm going to sleep for a week.
Well, that's what Bukowski used to
Bring
do.
back naps.
Yeah,
You need-
Bukowski was an alcoholic. He was a raging alcoholic.
So-
He had to sleep.
well, but when he started feeling bad, he would go to bed for 4 days. That's what he would do.
When he started feeling bad. You say that like he had dust allergies.
when his liver stopped functioning,
Hey,
Right?
he thought it best to lay down for a few days.
now you got.
In an emergency ward. That's where he would go to lay down. Lay down.
Everybody's going, I'm tired of this shit. I'm going to bed.
No, I did read that he would check out. But yeah, I mean,
Just go to bed for 4 days.
dude, he partied and stayed up. He wrote all night. I mean, guy was crazy.
Yeah, well, he's a good writer.
Oh, I love Bukowski. I've got
Yeah.
a bunch of his books. But
Yeah.
he was a drunk.
Well, okay, there's that.
Well, in his defense.
Why the labels?
In his defense, it's like one of the greatest Bukowski quotes is, being sober is easy. Being a good alcoholic is tough.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I totally agree with it. Totally.
Being a good alcoholic. That's a funny
Listen,
thing.
I read Women many years ago, and it jostled my ideal of love and what love could be, and what the boundaries are, and how willing some people are to spread the boundaries of their love. And
What he's talking about is the book called Women
Women
by Charles Bukowski.
Yeah, and it's basically, he loves women, but he's also got sort of a tumultuous sort of relationship with a lot of the women there. Again, because he's a drunk. But
Right.
And he hangs out with bipolar alcoholics.
Drunk
Right.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and polyamorous, right? So
Right.
he has a bit of a polyamorous heart. So
Yep.
Yes.
Is that bad, polyamorous?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are ready for it, but I think polyamory is a wonderful thing.
It's
If
reasonable.
you have mature people that can manage it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain what that is to the audience that may not know on YouTube if they're listening. What polyamorous is.
So
It's
yeah,
not-
so it's just kind of being able to have, relationships with more than one people, which may be intimate or sexual. It may be what some might call multiple marriage. But it's about kind of, not just coupling off, but, thruppling, I think is the new word, right?
What's it called?
But, thruppling,
Fruple?
Thruppling.
three people, a thruple.
Got a new word.
Wait. Fruffle? Is that Fruffle?
Thruffle.
Thruple.
Oh,
Thruple.
Thruffle.
Base word of 3.
Yes, got it. Thruffle.
Thruple.
Ooh,
A thruple, right?
We're a thruple. There's 3 of us.
I get it.
Yeah, we called them love triangles in the 80s, but now
What about
once
But that was
everybody
too
knows
pagan.
about it, it's a thruple.
what about the menage a trois? That's the way I heard it when I was young in high school.
Well, yeah, that would indicate more of like just a kind of a one-time maybe sexual,
Oh.
situation. But
Oh.
but this would be like kind of relationships, which wouldn't maybe fall under the guise of like the Mormons or whatever, but that you might have multiple people in relationships.
Well,
So yeah.
it.
It is to love like mass murder.
And you can just propose to all of them on Valentine's Day and get it out of the way.
And then go broke.
Where's she going? Where's she going? You gave her a Valentine with a hippopotamus on it.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God!
And actually,
What did
you
you
threw
think
it.
was
at-
going to happen?
What do you think was going on? The whole polyamorous thing. We have a mutual friend that tried that relationship thing. She had tried the open marriage with her husband, and at first I think they bought into the concept and everything was cool, and but after the brochure got run over by the chair leg a couple times,
Right.
and, a couple water stains from spilled beers, it wound up actually dissolving their marriage, and
Yeah.
but now what it also did is it spawned two freaks. These were just two regular people, but now they're both like
Are they the
Can't
kind
get
that
the
you?
horse back in the barn now.
Are they
exactly
they're the kind that you won't take home to your mother?
cats in the bag, bags in the river. But it's so but I again this kind of circles around. I think what happens, it becomes too much. Okay, it's one of those things. I mean, you'd have to be so damn secure with yourself. Okay,
Right.
your mental state, your body liking, everything. There's so many things that come into play when there's this third party.
Body liking.
You gotta like your body. I like yours. You like mine. We like them. I like them. Let's go. Everybody's liking it.
Oh, stop it! I'm swooning over here.
Body liking.
You're gonna make me swipe left in a minute. Or right. I don't know which way.
That's funny. I'm happy I got it because that's a new term.
Yeah.
And but like I said, I said it in the first half of the show. At the end of every threesome, somebody cries. And as far as like Valentine's days go, and I can tell you, I've known a lot of dudes in my life, guys, cool guys, and their big thing was they wanted to have a threesome with their wife and some other girl. They thought that was the hot setup. And I can tell you, I've probably known 4 guys that did it. Okay. 2 of them, it went fine. Their wives were, okay with it. And it was a thing that they did. It wasn't anything they made a habit out of or a lifestyle change. But the 2 that did, I mean, it really it really turned the fan on high. There was, I think both of those couples found out way too much about themselves and other people. And to me, I can sit and dig the concept and all that because I'm a very social person and I like to talk to people. Even intimately is fine. But when you're with somebody, it changes that dynamic. There's that there is that feeling of, well, this can only go so far. This conversation or this energy that I'm exchanging with this other person can only go so far because you set some kind of imaginary line in your mind to where you go, okay, that's far enough. And now it has to stop. It has to recoil.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. It's you bring in the third energy, and the circulation of your toroid gets thrown off. It's weird energy, and it's very difficult to maintain any kind of balance that way. And that's why people go off and they're imbalanced for the rest of their lives because they just never gain it back. It's some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, it is. Well, and I think a lot of people, treat that energy too lightly. And, I've known some girls in my life, they were either directly part of my life or just friends, or I was an observer of their life. And I noticed those that were like overly promiscuous or their spirit was a little too free.
Yeah, they were crazy.
It kind of derailed them, and now that they've reached their 50s, they're like, hi, how you doing? It's like they're different. They're different, and they kind of spun out and never regained control.
Well, that assumes they had control in the beginning, anyhow.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Well, we like to think we got
Yeah.
some sort of control.
you don't.
Yeah. Well, I think, whatever you're doing, thruppling, coupling, doupling,
Doppling.
monogening, whatever.
That's doppling. That's when you have sex watching the weather.
Doppling.
And a word for the wise.
When you
is-
watch the weather, doppling.
Yeah, you're doppling.
word for the wise. If you're going to go threesome, it's
Yeah.
better to do it at an orgy. You don't have to worry about the aftermath.
That's true.
But that's the 80s talking, and it's now 2018. So this
Yeah.
is do not try this on your own.
Yeah.
No, the millennials don't strike me as orgy-ish,
Yeah. Yeah.
as an orgy-ish group. No.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see, the path that you can take, when and a lot of this all happens up in your head. It's like, what do I think I can withstand or dish out or take or whatever. And when it comes to intimacy, I think when you can't just, I don't mean to sound like, my Christian camp counselor, but you can't overshare it is what I'm saying. And I've, in my past many years ago, I mean, I was kind of a slutty guy for a few seasons and, never felt good about myself. And that was part of my internal confusion.
Sex isn't love. I mean, intimacy can lead to sex.
No.
I mean, that's the proper, procedure. And sex very rarely leads to intimacy if you're starting there. So it's, it's kind of a dead end when you start.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Beth, in the hypnotherapy sessions, do you find people have a lot of that sex issues are a huge part of what's making them feel off?
Oh, for sure. And I get, I've had quite a few people. I've got a few right now that are coming in just specifically for that. I get a lot of men who come in who no longer want to objectify women because it's just so very automatic for them, or they want to stop kind of stepping out on their wives or kind of experiencing what really is an addiction to sex. And in it, there's really no satisfaction other than, kind of the cycle that just runs a momentary high and then, the regret. So it's just like any other drug that people would be using. So yeah, it's interesting. I get a lot of that, and it's really a joy to help them come back to a place of kind of loving themselves first and foremost, right?
Right.
Because when we really love and respect ourselves, we're not going to keep putting ourselves in that situation. But the reaching out for that is really an attempt to feel love or to feel worthy or to feel to have some sort of win in their lives, right? So, but it's hollow, and it's it's not really what they're looking for. So helping them find that within themselves, so they no longer have that need. Just like the smoker stops smoking.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Oh, smoking relaxes me," but does it really? No.
No, it does. It does the opposite.
What they really want is to feel good about themselves.
Right.
And so, when we can get them to that place, then the behaviors just fall away.
Yeah. And in fact, I even think a session that you and I had, I might have covered some of my early days, where you were just, you were looking for something and, but you were kind of frantic, in your search, you
Yeah.
you didn't,
Desperate, right?
Looking for your self-esteem and just can't seem to find it anywhere.
yeah, there was.
Exactly. Not in this hotel room either.
Damn it.
Sure, it was here. Darn it.
But I think what happens is you start, racking up some numbers, and you go, wow, I've been with this many partners, and and I'm still here. I'm still here where I started, and not happy. But the one thing that I noticed, this was midstream in my comedy career, and I was cute, damn it, and I would notice that it was like vacation eyes. You know, like you go to a place for we could live here. Oh, we could so live in Bar Harbor, Maine. You know, look, we'd get a dog and we'd rent that house, and you know, you talk yourself like into people. I mean, pardon the phraseology, but then and it seemed like such a great idea. The whole thing, all the schmoozing, all the seducing, whatever, and then. I don't know if this is a technical term or not, but I've used it a couple times. Then there's that post-orgasmic guilt, right? right as things hit their climax. Okay, then like all this reality, it literally the vibration in the room changes, and so does your personal vibration, and then you get back to like this sober mindset, and you start going, oh man, what? Whoa, that was what the
damn, I gotta buy her a Valentine.
Damn, maybe I should propose on Valentine's.
Yes, I'll get her some wolf blood.
I feel so guilty. I gotta give her something.
Yeah. So
yeah, no, I totally feel you. I mean, I remember being young, being a young woman. I mean, I look back on that and I feel so bad for that me, that version of me.
Yes.
Who just, kind of participated in these, situations with, men and women. And, it was just so hollow, none of it had any meaning other than, you just wanted to feel wanted, I think. Or you wanted to have the ability to, kind of pursue and, get that to happen, whatever it might be. But none of that was, it was just all kind of hollow, and it had really no meaning, and leaves you feeling really empty and more confused and lost. And
yeah, well, there's a lot to that, and I think the more you can recognize, I mean, if you have that kind of past or whatever, that you should, you should take that into consideration when you're trying to sort out what it is that you're trying to get done. And if you need, and one of the things that I find is I still need to forgive myself of things almost on a daily basis. I still say to myself, I accept myself unconditionally right now. I still say that almost every day. And I do accept myself unconditionally right now. I'm a lot better than I used to be. I'm a lot more aware than I used to be. So I'm going to call it progress. But I also, some stuff comes up, like I had something come up in my mind that happened to me in my 20s that I was still feeling guilty about. And I had to, I verbally was riding along in my truck, and I confessed it to the air in the cab. And I asked myself to forgive me of that. I go, stop thinking of that. Nobody died, nothing horribles. There was no fire.
Right.
It wasn't, nobody's life really changed, but it was like a harsh interaction that replays in your head for whatever time. And
so you were the shooter on the grassy knoll? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yes.
He said nobody died.
Oh, that's right.
I was handing out the gummy bears to all the kids.
He was one of the cops that beat Rodney King. The unknown cop that rolled in there and got a few strikes in.
But yeah, but I can say that even as quote unquote healed as I am, that kind of stuff still surfaces up around, and when it shows up, if I can tell you, just take it off to a quiet place by yourself and deal with it. And even if you, and I feel a lot better since I heard myself like talk it out to me. I heard my own words. I could be a nut job. I don't know.
Arts therapy. Yeah, no. I mean, we're talking to ourselves all the time anyway, so it might as well be a productive conversation. Yeah,
and I like to hear me talk anyway.
It's like, who was that guy?
That's why we have a podcast. But what I'm saying, and I know some friends that are listening to the show. I know they're trying to sort out where they are, what they got going on in their life, and please, the first thing you want to do is start forgiving yourself. You can do it wholesale. You can do it piece by piece. You can do it by era. Whatever it is, whatever these memories are that are haunting you and staggering you, actually, from true progress, from true harmonic realignment, you got to start by forgiving yourself.
Well, every mistake is a lesson that you had to learn.
Yes.
And when you accept it as that, then you realize that there's a continuum that you're part of, and that nothing you've ever done that would objectively other people would call wrong has been wrong. That's a judgment.
Right.
And you don't.
And
I
would argue
judge.
that you
don't live in judgment.
That you are innocent. You are innocent. You arrived here innocent, and you have been innocent every moment of it. You have been doing the best you could with the resources that you had available at the time.
I'm going to play that card every time.
Yeah,
I was
for sure.
born innocent.
We are very, very innocent. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the tough part is accepting the fact that you're evolving, and you're evolved.
Yes.
And that happens every single day you get up. You get a chance to be a better Lou.
That's true. And I am a better Lou
You are.
in many, many ways. Even since starting doing the show.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been, some reverse psychology here for me.
Well, you can. Beth, I have to ask you a question. We had a conversation on texting after you had your UFO, the 6 UFOs that were out there in Sarasota.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I incorporate that text conversation into the article that I'm writing for the Foundation for Research into Extraterrestrial Intelligences? I'm getting done with it.
No, I would be honored.
Lou's in it, and
Yeah,
I'd like to include your feedback on that too. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to try to recap it for you, and it's been on my to-do list. But
I got it.
Yeah, no, that would be great if you have it. Yeah, that's fantastic.
I've written you in, and Lou has done, and I'm almost ready to finish the article, and it's due for publication in May. So I'll keep you posted about the book.
That's really great.
Fantastic! Yay! Good
Well,
job.
ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, another hour has gone by, and happy Valentine's Day for those of you who need it. But our little message is love is a daily thing. You don't need to be reminded by Hallmark and Flowers USA and whatever that you love somebody. If you love somebody, tell them every day. If you're in the situation where you can hold them and tell them in person, just cherish those days even more. There's so much love in this world that just needs to be amplified, because there's so much of it that's not even being used. It's just kind of floating there, unattended. What do you got there, Michael?
Oh, no, just a note.
A note?
Yeah, it's my new Happy Valentine's Day symbol.
Look,
Untapped love.
untapped love, man, and there's
tap in.
there's thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, it's 2 question marks staring at each other.
Is it a hippopotamus card?
That's what I
it?
thought.
Here we
I
go.
was like, oh crap, he saved the hippo card.
It's actually a heart made out of 2 question marks.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
United with the period at the bottom.
United with the period.
oh my God.
Exactly right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Beth Snyder, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a serendipitous time when we have you on the line with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Beth has a beautiful hypnotherapy practice down there in Sarasota, and she is also the head shopkeeper of the Om Shop. That's TheOmShoppe, the OmShoppe.com.
Right on the screen.
The Om Shop and Spa. Lovely, lovely place. Wonderful energies there. Beth and Nancy and just beautiful. It's such a beautiful energy there. You can literally spend a day there in an hour. It's a beautiful time.
Have fun on your sound holiday.
Yeah. The sound.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, if you want to join us at noon, you just make the sound ah and just send out the intention of love to everything and everyone in our planet, and participate in that. It's happening internationally, so there'll be thousands of
I
people
love
all
that.
around the globe.
That's going to be noon tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, just Yeah, noon tomorrow, wherever your time zone is, but really any time that you can just take a moment to send that love out to our planet and to everyone else on the planet. That'll be happening all over the globe tomorrow. So pretty groovy.
What's the name of the event?
It's an International Sound Healing Day.
International Sound Healing Day.
The 16th annual one. Yeah. So
can you send that to me on the Facebook?
I can. Yeah, we did a post on the Om Shot Facebook, and I'll tag you in it.
Yeah, why don't you get a string, Lou? Tie it around your finger, would you?
Well, dude, I'm telling you, man.
Oh, that's a lovely thing. I'm not really that much interested, but can you remind me on Facebook? I think I'm going to do it.
Could you mail me a letter?
And I'm going to make sure I'm in the most awkward place ever to do that, too, by the way, at noon.
No,
do it, yeah.
Well, Mr. Saboteur, I was...
Send it with some spanking videos while you're at it. Kind of, Portal get his attention.
I was thinking that I wanted to make sure that I was in a place that I could do it. That's why
Any place.
That's. But you can't.
Yes, you can.
You can't do it to your own.
Yes, you can.
Not when you're having a conversation with somebody about hurricane windows.
Yes, you can. What are you doing? It's noon.
Let me show you how these windows stand up to any voice.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Oh, and I just want to say for Valentine's Day, first and foremost, fall in love with yourself. Because when you really love yourself, man, now you're on fire to go out and really learn how to love other people.
Yep. And I can tell you, folks, it's going to come down to us. Those of us that have that love inside of us, that warming acceptance of other people just because they're humans. And it's a long way to go for a lot of people. You got to defeat a lot of things in yourself. But it just seems like sometimes there's a special universe for everything and everybody, because it's just constantly, the show's been going on for about an hour now, and literally the world has changed since we started. So, forget about the problems that you had in the past. Live in the moment. Look forward to the next day. Speak good thoughts. Think good thoughts. Be loving. Be kind. Practice that golden rule. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. And you know what? If we all did this in small chunks, it would just come out so much better at the end.
Yeah, and if you got nobody special on Valentine's Day, buy yourself a card. Get yourself some candy. Take yourself out to dinner and take advantage of yourself later on in the evening. Why not?
That's it.
Well, they say use the other hand. It'll feel like you're on a date.
Life's an adventure.
I cannot get behind that statement.
I
cannot.
I used to do a joke in my act.
Yes, you can, Lefty.
My God. I used to do a joke in my act. This is sometimes I hang my arm off the back of a chair till it gets all numb and tingly.
Oh no!
And then it feels like somebody else is doing it.
No.
Like, hey, who's that? What are you doing? You're a little nutsy.
Yeah, no wonder you got the hippo card, you creep.
That was better than killing 2 goats and a dog. I just suffered with the hippo card.
That's correct.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And a numb hand.
Mike Merberg, Chris Gorgeous, Lou Angel Wolf, Beth Snyder. We are the Loutopia podcast. If you like the show, like it and subscribe to us and tell your friends. Or, just make it a thing to do. But you should do it. Anyway, we have we've got a bright future ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. Beth, always lovely to have your sunshine here, and we miss you. We love you. Okay.
Same to you.
You got it. All right. And Michael, we got the big CE5 this weekend.
See you Saturday night.
I'm meditating about it already. Pam is really excited. I'm ready. I would love for a CE1. CE1 right there in Dade City. Chris.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. I'm proud of you for pulling together your scenario with your dad and all that stuff.
Thanks.
You're really being a grown-up.
Well, I mean, I am a grown-up. I'm a grown-up. I like to do some kid things. It's not like I'm eating, it's not like I'm eating pixie stick still,
Yeah.
Lou.
You're the most responsible skateboarder I know.
True that.
But Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Loutopia podcast. We're broadcast every week on the IRN Broadcast Network. That's IRN Broadcast. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Dropbox. No, not Dropbox. What's the other one?
Nothing. Just go to Loutopia.com.
YouTube.
Loutopia.com.
Right there on the screen.
Oh, what's the voice-only one that you did?
What? Podomatic.
Podomatic. That's what I was looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, we love you and we mean it. And share this around. And, we hope you got something out of it. We did.